Here in Miami, Lone Depot Park. Today, the finale of this three-game weekend set. It's the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Miami Marlins.
And now,
first pitch coming at you right after the break.
Miami Marlins.
And getting the start for Miami, Sandy Alcantara. But Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to perform well at their home ballpark, in front of their fans, in front of the city. And you know this guy no different. He wants to be more effective here. So, you look at the numbers. They haven't been great at home. I'm sure he wants to turn that around, and we'll see if he's able to start that in this one.
Ready to go? Steven Kwan digs in for the Guardians. Right through there for a strike. And today is draft day, singing an exciting day in terms of the future of the sport and the future of these teams. It's also changed a lot in terms of the immediacy of finding out. I mean, what was it? Carrier pigeon was how you found out about being drafted back when you were selected, right?
Well, fans today may not realize.
Now, this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. He won't get there. That should be extra bases. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Everything came together for him. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
One out, runner at second. Bo Naylor digs in for the Guardians.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
That one is absolutely belted. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should score the run. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead.
That's 2 consecutive extra base hits for this tew. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
So here's the cleanup hitter, C.J. Kafis. Pitch misses. Now 2-2.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. That's the second out. So up next, Daniel Schneemann. Fouls one off. 2-2. Cleveland up a run, looking for more. In the air, out to center. And that's a base hit. Headed for the plate. He'll score. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Comes through with the RBI. When you flare a ball out behind second base, it's really a tough spot for anyone to get to. And you're never trying to do that as a hitter, but when you do, I tell you what, you're yelling at it the entire way to get down.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. That's ripped into the outfield. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He will score, and they take a 3-run lead.
Picks himself up an RBI. As a hitter, there's not a whole lot better of a feeling than a double into the gap. Right off the bat, you know you put a great swing on the baseball.
Now here is George Valera, and that'll do it. Back here at Lone Depot Park, and towing the slab for the Cleveland Guardians, Logan Allen. What should we keep an eye on here?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Just missed.
That's the ball.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Here's the left fielder, Heriberto Hernandez. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Schneemann takes it in for the out. 2 down. Griffin Kona, the next up for the Marlins.
Number 18, Griffin Kona.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Now it's going to be Javier Sanoja. That's to third. Ramirez. There with plenty of time, and that ends the inning. Back here in Miami, we move ahead to the top of the second now. Gabriel Arias digs in for the Guardians. And that's downstairs. 2-2. Good eye right there. Fights it off. He'll see another. Out towards right center field. One up, one down. So in now for Cleveland, David Fry.
Number 6, David
Fry matched a homer in his last game. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. Got him. That's out number 2.
Up next for Cleveland, the left fielder.
So the Guardians lineup turns over. Steven Kwan now at the plate. Still in the second, already at 44 pitches. So some concern there. And that is that. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Otto Lopez.
A 3-0 lead is great, but you can't get too comfortable. Got to stay aggressive, keep attacking hitters, try to cruise through this ball game.
High fly ball down the left field line. That's back. And that one is out of here. He'll take a jog around the bases. And they cut into the deficit. It's 3-1. Yuri Ruiz getting ready to hit.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Oh, and he hit him. He had him 1-2, and he ends up hitting him with a pitch. Now here's the Marlins DH, Connor Norby.
Outside ball.
One on, nobody out, a run in here in the third and final game of the series. That one missed. On the ground to the left, and that's just foul.
He's a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough to foul that pitch off.
And a base hit right there. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB. Pitch was on the outside, didn't go the other way with it, but still a nice job of using the big part of the field to find a hole. No way he hits it that well if he hooks around the baseball there.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. And that is a big first out. Two aboard with one out. Liam Hicks, the next up for the Marlins.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
3-2 now. Strike three, and that's two in a row.
The batter, number 9. Second
Two
baseman,
aboard, 2 outs. Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here. Swinging a ground ball, and it goes just foul. That one lifted to left, and that'll do it. Top half of the third inning, stepping up for the Guardians, Jose Ramirez.
You know, these Guardians doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
And ball 4, 2 aboard. Though Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. The 1-1 is fouled off. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. 2 on, 1 out. Lined into right. And there are 2 down. Here's Brian Rocchio.
Number 4, designated hitter Brian Rocchio.
Ball to strike. The pitch.
And that's a pitch early in this game. He needs called for a strike. Struggling with command issues. He's got to get a little help from the umpire.
2 on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. In time. Nicely done to get out of the jam. Back here at Lone Depot Park, and at the plate for Miami, Heriberto Hernandez. And look out. That one gets him. The second man he's plunked in this one. Griffin Conant, the next up for the Marlins. And now it's even up. That one missing inside.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Three and 2. Payoff pitch. So a walk puts runners at first and second. Javier Sanoja digs in now. So RBI spot, but Chris, this is a guy that is not really swinging the bat all that well here.
In this situation, you have a real good opportunity to get swings and misses and record a strikeout. I think you.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. He's got it. Runner tags at second, and he moves up 90 feet. Runners at the corners now. 1 away. So digging in, Otto Lopez.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Here's a 2-1. Swing and a ball driven out to center. That one carrying. Pulls it in on the warning track. Runner tags for home. In to score from third. And now they trail by 1. Here's the center fielder, Esteury Ruiz. Swings through that one out in front that time. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Comebacker to the mound. Tosses to first, third out, and that ends the frame. Back here in Miami as we go to the top of the fourth. George Valera digs in for the Guardians. Swinging a foul straight back. Here's a 1-2. On the ground. And foul ball. Got him swinging.
The bat, number 13. Shortstop,
And up next for Cleveland, Gabriel Arias. Hard ground ball, base knock. And they have their first hit since the first inning.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch at the plate lately. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
1-2 here. Just missed. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with one gone.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
The 2-1. And that one fouled off.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
In there, sets him down on strikes. Pivotal at bat now for the dangerous Jose Ramirez. 2 on, 2 outs. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. Next offering misses. Full count now. Gets a piece and stays alive. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Payoff pitch. Sets him down looking. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Bottom of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Connor Norby.
Connor Norby.
The 1-1. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. And there's one down. So up next Christopher Morel.
The first baseman, number 5.
Home team down a run. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. And a swing and a miss there.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
And it's even up. This one in the air. Fry has a beat on it. Takes it in for the out. Liam Hicks, the next up for the Marlins.
The catcher, number 34, Liam Hicks.
2 down, nobody on. That one misses, and it's 2-1. That was the sweeper, but it missed. In the air to left center. And that is that. Back here at Lone
Leading
Depot
off for the
Park.
Guardians,
All set for the start of the inning. Bo
Bo
Naylor digs in for the Guardians. Ripped to third and caught. Now it's the right fielder, C.J. Kafis.
Number 2, C.J. Kafis.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Strikeout number 8.
Second base.
2 outs, base is empty. So in now for Cleveland, Daniel Schneemann. Here's a 1-1. Up the middle. Fires over to first. Third out.
Now pitching for the
Back now to
Guardians.
start the bottom of the
Number
5th and
29,
taking over on the mound, Tim Herron.
Well, he struggled quite a bit, so this is another opportunity to get on the right track. He's given up more than 1 hit per inning pitch so far this season.
That one hammered left field. Way back there. It's got a chance. And it's caught just in front of the wall.
Up next,
Now the left fielder, Heriberto Hernandez.
Heriberto Hernandez.
The 1-1.
Ball.
Home team down a run. Last half of inning number 5. And that one hammered. That's back. Out of here. And we are all tied up. Griffin Conine, the next up for the Marlins. Close but called a ball. 3-1.
Part of the order coming through now, and with 1 home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage. The pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge, just changing planes, and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
Kwan under this one. 2 down. Now here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Javier Sanoja.
Number 8, Javier Sanoja.
2 down, nobody on. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. That one missed. Next pitch misses, and it's 3-2. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Top 6. Now it's the Guardians DH, Brian Rocchio. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Waves at the bender for the strikeout. Stepping up for the Guardians, George Valera. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. All tied up, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Stays alive. Swings and misses. Struck him out.
The bat, number 13.
Now it's the shortstop, Gabriel Arias. And a 1-1.
No, that's low. Ball.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. On the ground, right side. Throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning.
Now pitching for the
Back
Guardians.
now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. Number 63.
And he's been hit pretty hard at times this year, so he's looking for better. Right now, giving up more than a hit per inning.
The 1-2. Lined, and that's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Good two-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. To me, it's just a really controlled, balanced swing. He wasn't trying to do too much with it. Just stayed disciplined, got the barrel to the ball, and put it in play.
The 1-2. In the dirt. And an excellent job keeping it right there. The 2-2. And that one is lifted in the air. Valera should have this one. And there's one away. Go ahead run on base. Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins.
Connor Norby.
Pitch misses there, and a count 2-1.
Clearly he didn't come out of his hand the right way. Left that curveball way up.
And that one fouled off. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. This one in the air, center field. Valera settles underneath it, and there's 2 down. Christopher Morel will hit next.
The first baseman, number 5, Christopher Morel.
Swings through that one for strike 2. And he grounds one to the right side. Sends it to first. That ends the inning.
Now pitching for the
Welcome back.
Marlins,
We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Ryan Gusto.
And as relievers go, he's not a big strikeout guy. He tries to force weak contact, so command and execution are huge for him.
Check swing, went around. That is strike 2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Swing and a drive. This one is crushed. No doubt about it. And here in the late stages, they have the lead. And they jump in front in the 7th. It's 4-3. Back to the top of the order. Stephen Kwan digs in for the Guardians.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. It's going to really have to bear down.
And that skips in the dirt. Got him looking. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. Here's Jose Ramirez. Hit hard, base hit. And that's a 1-out single.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Cutter on the inside edge of the plate. That's a tough pitch to handle, but he seemed to have no.
Runner on the move. Pitch misses. Safe at second, and that was not close. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Man at second. Got him looking, and he didn't like the call. Now it's the right fielder, C.J. Kafis. The 1-1. And a foul ball. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. And a 1-2 again. In the air to left center. Ruiz gets under it. And that is that.
Now pitching for the
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Hunter Gaddis.
Well, he's been excellent against left-handed hitters this year, and that's his first test. This looks like a good move to the pin in terms of the matchup.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Out towards right center field. Kafis coming on, and there's one down. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Xavier Edwards.
Second baseman, Xavier Edwards.
Ball to strike. The pitch. On the corner for a strike. Ripped on the ground to second. In plenty of time to first. That's it out. Heriberto Hernandez now at the plate.
Heriberto Hernandez.
2 down, nobody on. Tap foul at the plate. The 1-2. This one in the air, center field. Valera on the move, and the inning is over. We go to the 8th. So in now for Cleveland, Daniel Schneemann. That's a bullet, but it goes foul.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
The batter, number 4. Designated
now it's the DH, Ryan Rocchio. Next offering in there for a strike. Going to count 1-2. Schneemann aboard here at first with nobody out. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. And that one is lifted in the air. Makes the grab. George Valera digs in for the Guardians.
The center fielder, number 7, George Valera.
Man at first, one away. Chopped to the right side. Quickly to second for one. And that's all they'll get. Gabriel Arias, the next to hit.
Gabriel.
Here's a 1-1. Runner on the go. That one fouled off. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out. Bottom of the 8th. And at the plate for Miami, Griffin Conine.
Griffin Conine.
Ball inside.
And fouled off. Outside. Full count now. Right side. Schneemann throws to first in time. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Next for the Marlins.
And now Javier Sanoja.
Javier Sanoja.
The Guardians holding on to a 1-run lead here the bottom half of the 8th inning.
I almost feel like he's frustrated a little bit. He wants to be challenged.
The 3-1. And a payoff pitch. And the tying run is on base.
The batter, number 6.
Here's the shortstop at the plate. Otto Lopez. The 2-1. On the ground to third. Oh, great stop. There's one. Double play. What a twin killing to end the inning. All set to start the 9th in this one. Stepping up for the Guardians, David Fry. Ball to strike. To the right side, Edwards. Handles, throws to first. Now one gone in the ninth.
Up next for Cleveland.
So
the
back to the
left-hander,
top of the order.
Stephen
Stephen Kwan digs in for the Guardians. Swing and a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Up next for Cleveland, the third baseman.
Now it's Jose Ramirez. Here's a 1-1. And a swing and a miss. One-two now. Got him looking for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts. Bo Naylor at the plate now.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
And it finds its way through for a hit. And now 2 aboard.
He was all over that one. Smashed that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
Stepping in, C.J. Pappas. Battling here as he fouls it away. 2 on, 2 outs. Swings and misses, struck him out. That ends the inning as they squander a chance to pick up some insurance.
Now pitching for the
We're back,
Guardians.
and on the mound
Number
is the
36,
closer, Cade Smith.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and you see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
Marlins making a move for a pinch hitter, Jacob Marcy.
And he would be the tying run, Boog, so we may see him try to launch one if he gets a good pitch to handle.
That one finds the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fights it off. You'll see another. One-run game, bottom 9. On the ground, right side. Tosses to first, and they get the leadoff man in the 9th.
The batter, number
Now
1,
here's the Marlins DH, Connor Norby.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. This one popped up. Schneemann under it. And there's 2 away. So they're down to their final out. Christopher Morel getting ready to hit. 2 down, nobody on. And the home team trying to pull it out. They're down to their final strike.
That split is a pretty nasty pitch. Explodes out of the hand. Looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
There's the splitter in the dirt. Swing and a miss. Gets to it, on to first, and that'll do it as they complete the strikeout to end it.
This team is not going to be happy with the result of the first 2 games, but you got to put that behind you. You grab a W on getaway day. It certainly helps the mood at the clubhouse.
4-3 our final score. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long